You want to try to do this, you're most likely just going to end up dead. Welcome back to the show. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get to it. First topic, the FBI announced a huge NBA sports betting scandal. Go ahead, roll the clip.
To announce a historic arrest across a wide-sweeping criminal enterprise that envelops both the NBA and La Cosa Nostra. The men and women up here standing with me represent a small portion of the leadership team that brought profound justice in an era that needed it more than any. I'll just highlight some of the details in the case and the FBI work, and then you'll hear from the others. But as you now know, individuals such as Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today, former, current NBA players and coaches. What you don't know is that this is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years. The FBI led a coordinated takedown across 11 states to arrest over 30 individuals today responsible for this case, which is very much ongoing. Not only did we crack into the fraud that these perpetrators committed on the grand stage of the NBA, but we also entered and executed a system of justice against La Cosa Nostra to include the Bonanno, Gambino, Genovese, and Lucchese crime families. And you'll hear more about those details today. The charges and the arrests that were taken down across this country range from wire fraud, money laundering, extortion, robbery, illegal gambling. This FBI will leave no room for any perpetrator of crime across this country. You hear a lot about our work of defending the homeland and crushing violent crime. Well, this work is also representative of a colossal portion of the FBI's mandate to keep America safe and to keep our entertainment industry fair and secure.
3 of the named defendants are charged for their alleged roles in both schemes. This alleged illegal gambling operation hustled unwitting victims out of tens of millions of dollars and created a financial pipeline for La Cosa Nostra to help fund and facilitate their organized criminal activity. Victims were attracted to play alongside well-known professional athletes and coaches like Chauncey Billups, only to be unknowingly deceived through rigged shuffling machines, fixing the odds in their favor, as alleged and as you just heard from the U.S. Attorney's Office. This alleged scheme wreaked havoc across the nation, exploiting the notoriety of some and the wallets of many to fund the Italian crime families here in New York.
Yeah, this is the one thing that absolutely cannot happen in sports. Sports rely on credibility. So if your players are out there betting on a game or throwing a game or removing themselves from a game so an under can hit, your sport loses credibility immediately. And you can basically just completely die as a sport because fans aren't going to watch it anymore because they think, oh yeah, basketball, that's where all the players are just throwing games for betting reasons. Like, you can lose a sport for that reason, right? Losing all credibility in sports is basically the only way you can lose a sport, right? And the whole NFL scripted thing, that's just a conspiracy theory, but even that conspiracy theory out there kind of muddies the water of the sport, right? I don't think it's scripted, but there's people claiming it. And for some reason, the refs do always favor the Chiefs because it is good to have Taylor Swift in a box at the Super Bowl, right? But yeah, this NBA thing, I mean, if it's much bigger than what is actually they've already said, it just could be a death blow to the NBA. But all right, let's get to the next topic here. Stephen A. Smith is blaming Trump, claiming it's his revenge for the NBA investigation. Roll the clip.
We know what world that I live in terms of politics. How many times, for one incident after another, have I said, Trump is coming? He's coming. I'm going to say it on national television again. Bad Bunny is performing at the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden you hearing ICE is going to be there, looking to engage in mass deportations. The Super Bowl, disrupting things. Big night for the NBA. Wembanyama put on a show. That has now been smeared because we're talking about this story, okay? Remember, Trump has a long, long history connected to the world of sports because he had those casinos. Where do you think folks were coming half the time? I'm not talking about individuals. I'm talking about the culture. when people want to go to a casino, when people want to gamble, when people want to party, or whatever the case may be. This was his kind of connection to that. Why am I glad you're here, Monica? Because don't be surprised if the WNBA is next on his list. Because when you've got all of these protests that have been going out there and people that have been protesting against him and what have you, this man is coming. He's coming. And I've been saying it for a long time. And to me, this is the latest nugget of evidence that we're talking about right here. That's not to question the legitimacy of the case. We don't know. We're all sitting up here and we're saying that we don't know. But anybody that has been around him, anybody that has talked to him, anybody that has seen his reactions from the sports leagues and the positions that people have taken, they are not surprised at what's going on today. I'm watching a press conference with the director of the FBI. Tell me when we've seen that. We've seen people, we've seen accusations before. We've seen athletes get in trouble with the law before. You don't see the director of the FBI having a press conference. It's not coincidental. It's not an accident. It's a statement. And it's a warning that more is coming. And that's what they're saying here. And everybody better, I'm just telling you, it's as serious as it gets. This ain't the platform for me to get into it the way I'm going to get into it. But I've been saying he's coming. He's coming because in his eyes, folks try to throw him in jail. In his eyes, he's innocent. They try to put me behind bars. I'm getting everybody. He's not playing. And so this, in a lot of people's eyes, talk to people in the NBA, talk to people in the NFL, talk to people in the world of sports. They think this is like the tip of the iceberg. These are the kind of words that are coming out of people's mouths. It's not a surprise. It's very disheartening. It's very concerning. We don't know where this is going to go. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. Everybody's better brace themselves because he's coming.
Yeah, that has just got to be one of the most insane takes I've heard in a while. See, Stephen A. Smith's an NBA guy, so he's basically trying to save face for the NBA and is making this about Trump and rather than just how corrupt the NBA actually could be, you know? So it's just the worst take of all time. And he's on ESPN doing that take, so he knows it's going to be met with like, oh, cool, Stephen, way to go. You put it on Trump somehow, right? That's just ESPN for you. If this was some other network, it would be like, I don't know if they would let that fly, but you know that's flying on ESPN all day long. So the fact that Stephen A. Smith would claim Trump's revenge is just stupid, right? And Stephen A. is smarter than that. He's not a dumb guy, and this is just a total ESPN take. I'm gonna go on ESPN and say it's Trump's revenge and make me look all righteous and shit. So that's what that is, but yeah, what a terrible take. But all right, let's get to the next topic here. Trump gave a stern message to the drug boat runners. Go ahead, roll the clip.
And briefed them on the operations.
No, we
against
will
these.
go, I said.
You will go. And
we
it would
will
be
go.
difficult for them to object.
I don't see any loss in going. No reason not to. You know, they'll always complain, oh, we should have gone. So we're going to definitely, I'd like to just tell you, let's go. We'll go.
And Mr.
We're going to
President,
tell them what we're going to do, and I think they're going to probably like it, except for the radical left lunatics.
And Mr. President, if you are declaring war against these cartels and Congress is likely to approve of that process, why not just ask for a declaration of war?
Well, I don't think we're going to necessarily ask for a declaration of war. I think we're just going to kill people that are bringing drugs into our country. Okay? We're going to kill them. You know, they're going to be like dead. Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate that the guy just comes out there and says it. He's not beating around the bush. He's letting it be known. If you want to try to do this, you're most likely just going to end up dead. So good luck. Good luck. You can try it all you want, but that's going to be your fate, right? So these people, if they still want to make drug runs like that on boats after they see what happens, I mean, you might have to be the dumbest person of all time. I get it. It's lucrative, and they're probably making a ton of money doing it, but you see those videos and you really want to take that chance? I don't think so. And you hear Trump talking about this like this, you really want to take that chance? I don't think so. And I think Trump's going to be putting an end to these drug boats real fast by putting out these videos and showing exactly what's going to happen to these guys. But all right, let's get to the next topic here. Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt brought the receipts when asked about Trump's East Wing demolition for his new ballroom. Roll the clip.
So the White House has explained that the reason you didn't submit construction plans to the NCPC is because that commission, along with others, don't have oversight over demolitions, but only over construction. And so far, you haven't built anything. So can you help us understand, can the president tear down anything he wants without oversight? Can he demolish this building or, say, the Jefferson Memorial?
So it's not the president who came up with that legal opinion himself. That's a legal opinion that's been held by the NCPC for many years. It's written, so we can get you that background and that research if you wish to include it in your reporting, because it is very important. They have ruled consistently. Their general counsel has said when it comes to phase one of this project, the tearing down of the current East Wing structure, a submission is not required legally for that. Only for vertical construction will a submission be required, and that's a legal opinion from them, and we are following that legal opinion. And again, I would just add, can any president do such a thing to the White House grounds? There have been many presidents in the past who have made their mark on this beautiful White House complex. This briefing room, as you all know, was not once a briefing room. It was a swimming pool. There have been presidents who have completely torn down the executive mansion. If you look at what President Truman did, some of the photos of the construction project that took place in those years, I think sitting here today, we're all grateful for those efforts and the modifications that happened at that time. And again, in due time, the East Wing is going to be more beautiful and modern than ever before, and in addition, there will be a big, beautiful ballroom that can hold big parties and state visits for generations to come.
So it sounds like the answer is yes, he can tear down whatever he wants. And then secondly,
that's not what we're saying. That's a legal opinion that's been held for many years. And
interpreting it.
No, it's something that presidents have done for years and years. In fact, I have some photos here. Thank you, Pat, to show you the construction that's taken place on the White House grounds. This is the construction of the West Wing in 1902. Look at this, the construction of the West Terrace in 1902. These images look quite similar to what you and the American people are seeing today, the construction of the East Terrace as well. Look at the construction of the West Wing expansion in 1934. So look, this is a legal opinion that's been held for many years. Look at, this is 1950. It looks a lot like what you were seeing today.
Can he demolish anything he wants?
What do you think that
oversight?
rubble is? How did that rubble get there?
Right, so I'm asking, and then back to the donors.
Go ahead, Reagan.
Many of them are.
Reagan, go ahead.
It would be hilarious if Trump decided to troll the libs and name it the Barack Hussein Obama Ballroom. I mean, would they be able to hate it after that? Because if they did, then they would just be hating on their king, right? But I'm glad Karoline Leavitt brought the receipts of how other presidents in the past have remodeled or just done renovations to the White House. And, you know, that's just the thing, right? Many presidents have already done it. The big problem for the libs, though, is that Trump is paying for the ballroom himself and getting donors, and he's not using taxpayer dollars, so they can't shout from the rooftops, "Oh my God, he's spending your taxpayer dollars on his big, beautiful ballroom." Yeah, when they can't do that, they get pissed, right? So Trump knows that. He knows that this is a huge troll, and he's leaving his mark on the White House with a huge troll too, right? And this is basically what it's all about. He wants to leave his mark on the White House as a president who put in something great for future presidents to utilize and just will be a great addition to the White House. And they just absolutely can't stand that. But all right, that's it for today. Be sure to like, subscribe, and we'll be seeing you.